Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you can't tell, I am sick today, so I'm sorry about my voice, but today we're gonna do a little April TBR hopefuls. I have really been failing hard on reading the books on my TBR this year so far. Last year I was so on top of it, but this year I feel like I've just been mood reading a little bit more, and I've been reading a lot for content. So the word TBR is like a little bit rigid to me for some reason, so these are the books that I have my eye on for April. Who knows if I'll get to them? I don't know, but they're on the top of the list. I'm a little bit grumpy today, guys. Not gonna lie, my toddler is not falling asleep for his nap. My hair is bothering me. I have my cold. You know, it's just one of those days where like every little thing just feels like a big thing. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, let's start off with the books that I don't have physically, starting off with none other than Oathbound by Tracy Deonn. This is the third and final book in the Legendborn Cycle series. I have been highly anticipating this one. The Legendborn series was my favorite series last year and my favorite books of the year, so I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. In this series, we're following Bree Matthews. She's a 16-year-old girl, and she's gone to an early college program, and there she has discovered this secret society called Legendborn, and she's essentially initiated into the Legendborn secret society, where she discovers a lot about herself and a lot about the world around her. I won't go into crazy details, but it does involve like mythical creatures and demons and portals and bad guys, you know, all of that amazing fantasy stuff. It's also based around the Knights of the Round Table, this secret society. Highly suggest reading this if you haven't already. Like I said before, it was my favorite series of last year, so I loved it so much, and I cannot wait to pick up Oathbound. I've heard only good things so far, so this is very high up on the list for me. Next book that I don't have physically that I'm going to be reading for my book club is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Another one that I have been highly anticipating. I've heard, again, nothing but good things about this one. In this, we are following Justin and Emma, and their predicament is that every time they get into a relationship, they end up breaking up with their significant other, and then that ex ends up finding the love of their life after their breakup, and it keeps happening to both of them. And they discover each other on Reddit and decide that if they date each other and then break up, that maybe they will find the loves of their life that way. So basically they are having a fling just for the summer so that they can then end up with the loves of their life. This is the third book in this interconnected series, with Part of Your World and Yours Truly being the first two. My book club already read Part of Your World and Yours Truly. I am coming to find that Abby Jimenez, I think, is actually my favorite romance author so far, even above Emily Henry, which is crazy. So for the books that I have physically, you will quickly learn that I'm trying to get through some series here. I'm in the middle of a lot of series, and it's kind of stressing out my ADHD and autism. Like, I just kind of want to be like reading a bunch of standalones and focusing only on like one or two series, and I'm in the middle of like probably like 7 series or something like that, and I don't know, something about that makes me itch. I'm not really sure. I just don't want to be in the middle of that many series, because I hate starting series and then stopping reading it for a long time, because then I forget what happened, and I would much rather just binge through series. And there's so many series that I want to get to out there. There's so many good sounding series. So really this spring I am focusing on finishing up the series that I'm in the middle of so that I can get to other series and really focus in on those other series that I want to read. So starting off, we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is a reread. I read these when I was a teenager. I've been really enjoying this reread. I've been watching the movies along with the books. I know the movies like the back of my hand. My all-time favorite series of all time, obviously. I think everyone knows what Harry Potter is about, but we are following Harry Potter, who discovers that he is a wizard, and he is invited to come to Hogwarts, which is a magical wizarding school. From there, he learns that he's famous because his parents were killed by this Dark Lord, and the Dark Lord tried to kill him as well, but he ended up living through that, and the Dark Lord is coming back to power when Harry Potter starts school, and he's coming after Harry. Harry has to basically fight for his life every single book, but amazing. Love it so much. Can't wait to get to this one. I'm so close to being done, obviously. I actually started this reread because I'm really wanting to read fanfic, Harry Potter fanfic, so I wanted to make sure I had all of the details from the books, but I will be reading Manacled after I finish this series, and I'm very excited. I've also heard good things about a few other ones. I can't think of the names, but I know there's a fanfic about the Marauders, and I would love to read that too. I know there's just like a ton of Dromini fanfic out there, so yeah. I'm very excited to get into the fanfic world because I've never actually read any fanfic. Next up, I would love to get to The Last Battle by C.S. Lewis. This is the last book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. It's so short. I don't know why I haven't just finished up this series already. I'm right now listening to the audiobook for the 6th book, which is the book in front of this one. I'll definitely be finishing The Silver Chair before the end of March here, and I'll probably listen to this one on audiobook as well, although I do love my box set that I have of the Chronicles of Narnia because it has so many cute little pictures in it. So adorable. So Chronicles of Narnia is about basically a magical world called Narnia. These kids end up basically going through a portal into Narnia. Each book is like a little adventure, and these are so fun. And so magical and very fast-paced. Next, I want to read The Winners by Frederick Bachman. This is the 3rd book in the Beartown series. This is the final book. Terrified to read this. I recently watched Sarah Caroli finish this series, and she was devastated in her vlog. And I have theories, and I don't like the theories that I have, to be honest. I'm very scared. I am very attached to these characters. I'm very attached to this world. I'm definitely gonna need something easy and light after this one. I might even need a little bit of a break from reading after this. We'll see. The Beartown series is about this town called Beartown, and hockey basically runs the whole town. Hockey is like really the only thing that brings their town together and boosts the economy, but it's so much more than that. We get such an in-depth look at all of our characters. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Frederick Bachman's writing is nothing like I have ever read before. I'm getting chills even just thinking about his writing right now. I don't even know how to explain it. It's so straightforward, but every sentence like punches you in the gut. I don't know how to explain it. If you haven't read Frederick Bachman, I highly suggest it. I think that his writing style is actually my favorite writing style of any author that I've come by before. Next we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is also a highly anticipated book this year. It's actually a lot shorter than I expected it to be compared to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I've heard good and bad things so far because I have watched some spoiler-free reviews, so I'm worried. I'm really hoping that I love this one just as much as I love every other one in the series. If you didn't know, this is Haymitch's story, if you're familiar with The Hunger Games. If you're not familiar with The Hunger Games, this is a prequel following one of our side characters from The Hunger Games. I'm pretty sure this is Haymitch's Hunger Games, and this shows us what Haymitch went through and why he is the way that he is today, or in The Hunger Games. Oh, I'm just reading the description right now, and twice as many tributes will be taken from their homes because of the court murder quell. Oh wow, 50 people? Yeah, okay, so there's gonna be 50 people in this Hunger Games? That's kind of wild. This is so short. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I think we all know what the Hunger Games is, but if you didn't know, the Hunger Games is a dystopian trilogy. In District 1, it's like the rich people and like the people of the government, and District 1 every year, I believe, hosts the Hunger Games, which is when they basically draw names from each district and those people are pulled from those districts and they're basically made to fight to the death. Wild. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So all of those ones are really like top of the list and most likely for me to get to. But there are some that I did not get to in March that I still would really like to keep on my TBR because I've been highly anticipating them. So these two are like a maybe, I don't know, may or may not, but I would love to get to them if I can. And that is The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about this book. Okay, so this is basically about a family. We have a mother, a father, and a son. It seems like the son's main goal in life has been to learn his family's fighting techniques. And the mother in this family used to be a warrior, and she is kind of determined to be this housewife and this mother because she wants to be settled down at this point. But there is an invasion coming to the Sword of Kaigen, which is where they live, the Sword of Kaigen. And the fighter in her is clawing its way back to the surface. So it kind of seems like this mother and this son will end up basically fighting in this war. I'm sure it's much more than that, but I've been really looking forward to this one, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. And the last one that I would really love to get to is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, which was also on my TBR last month that I didn't get to. This takes place in Madrid, and we're following basically a scullion maid who has like magical powers, but then her mistress makes her use her powers basically to win over the court. She must use every bit of her wit and resilience to win fame and hide the truth of her ancestry, even if that means enlisting the help of an embittered immortal familiar whose own secrets could cost her everything. Not going to lie, I have actually not really heard great things about this one, but look at the cover. It's so stunning, and the description sounds right up my alley. So even though most people I feel like didn't like this one, I would love to love it. And I'm very intrigued and want to read it. Let me know down below what's on your April TBR. What's at the top of your list? What series are you in the middle of? Have you read any of these books that I am hoping to read? Let me know your thoughts on them. Also check down below for my socials and my Goodreads and Fable link. I'm mostly active on Fable, I would say the most, but I also do post my reviews from Fable onto Goodreads. But that's it, guys. Until next time, bye!